Hey guys, my name is Johnny and I'm from the Center of Makeup Artistry and Design. We're getting ready for Vegas and recreating looks for the iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup. Today, we'll be recreating a throwback to the iconic look of Stevie Nicks in the late 80s. This is Face to Face iHeartRadio Music Festival edition. We're gonna start this look off with a really shimmery eye. In the late 80s, everything was about shimmer and go big or go home. So why not start off with something that's a little metallic to pop out the eye? I'm pressing the eyeshadow onto the lid with a really stiff synthetic brush, and I'm doing this because it's gonna help to pack on the color. Now, typically, for a day look in this day and age, we would go in and do a crease color, but because we're taking it back, we're gonna do something a little bit more old school and take that shimmer all the way up to the brow bone. Working from the inner corner of the eye and continue to pack it on until it virtually disappears into the brow bone. It's always important to see what your makeup looks like, so you wanna have the eye open, and this will give you a good idea of where all of your color is. And really pressing that shimmer onto the lid. This is one time when you're doing makeup that you don't have to be shy with the eyeshadow. We can really go in there and pop it. Now, I've already prepped our model's skin. We did foundation, we did concealer, and a little bit of powder. So when you're recreating this look, it's entirely up to you if you want to do your skin first, or if you feel like you might want to do the skin after because the shimmer will give you fallout, you can go ahead and do that as well. There is no such thing as too much. The 80s were all about color, it was all about shine, frizzy hair, fishnet stockings, acid wash jeans. So why not have a really bold, dramatic makeup? After we go in with our shimmer, we're gonna go and line the eye. We're gonna do what we call a tight liner, which is a line that goes all around, and we're gonna use black. Why black? Because again, it's the 80s, what else are we gonna use? We're gonna take our black pencil and you're gonna look all the way up, and we're gonna go right across the waterline. Now, if you're someone who has sensitive eyes, what you could do is keep your mouth open, and it'll stop you from blinking. And you want to do this a couple of times to really make sure that your liner is as black as you can possibly get it. When you're tight lining your eye, you actually want to look down so that you can really get in between the lashes on the upper part of your eyelid. So we're going to go right in here, lift up a little bit, and just lightly color in the space between the skin and your eyelashes. Beautiful. And it's really nice because if you have light eyes, this technique is going to make your eyes look really, really blue and really, really light. Anything that's dark is going to help accentuate the eye. It's going to help frame it, and it's going to help pop the color out. After you do your eyeliner, you want to go in and you want to smudge out the bottom lid a little. We call this the lower eyelid, which is going to be right across here. I like to work with whatever eyeliner has dripped down and just kind of smudge it in. And I'm then gonna go in with a powder to help set that so that it doesn't move. We're gonna use a nice dark brown that's almost black, but not quite there yet. It's really important that when you're working underneath the eye, that you're using something that's very soft. If a brush has a little bit of a stiffness to it, or if it's not soft enough, it's going to irritate the eye. So make sure you go with something that's really, really plush. Another staple for this look is lots and lots of mascara. When we're talking about the 80s, we're talking very thick lashes, spidery, really clumpy, and that's exactly what we're gonna do for our model today. I like to use mascara that is going to give me the illusion of a really full lash. So anything that has more of a thickness to it is gonna be perfect. Again, when we're doing mascara at home, less is more, but when you're living in the 80s, more is more. A good tip for your mascara is to never pump it. You wanna swirl it around in your tube to prevent any excess air from entering the tube and potentially drying out your mascara and making you have to buy a new one sooner than you want. Working from the root of the lash, I'm gonna shimmy this on and just put as many layers as she can take. Shaking the mascara wand back and forth like this really helps to kind of clump the lashes together and give you a fuller look. When you want to make the lashes look longer, you want to comb them out. I also like working with the goop of my mascara, which is taking the very tip and doing little circles at the root of the eyelash so that the eyes stick together a little bit more. There we go. And then at the very end, I kind of like to swirl the tips so they get a little bit more spidery. Now, if you're using a mascara that's very lightweight, it's gonna be harder to get this look, but it still is achievable. What you can do is keep going coat by coat by coat. You wanna let it dry, and then go back in, let it dry, and go back in. So don't feel like you can't recreate this with a normal mascara, because you can. Something that I typically don't do on most of my clients is mascara on the bottom lashes. When you put mascara on the bottom lashes, it can tend to hit the eye and transfer to your skin. With this look, however, we're going there. We're gonna apply a lot of mascara and we are going to, again, match the top and clump it out. You wanna take the tip of your mascara wand and really clump the lashes as much as you can. I like to scoop a little bit of the excess from the wand and go right in there to give that spidery effect. The best way that you can do this again is just going back and forth, and you want to be fairly light with it because you don't want your mascara wand to hit the bottom part of your eye. But something that you could do is use a little mascara guard. Place it right under the eye. Another staple in creating the perfect late 80s Stevie Nicks look is blush. We're gonna go in with a little bit of a red and a little bit of a pink to create a color that's right in between. If it's a little too red, it might not read right, so you wanna get a little bit of pink in there so it's a little more fleshy and doesn't look like someone has redness on the cheek. The best way to do a blush is to smile and really pump that color onto the cheek. Normally we want blush to look healthy, but in the 80s, it reads more of a streak of color on the cheek, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our brush and we're just gonna go up and down to create this very harsh color on the cheek. Now back then, people didn't have bronzer, so the blush might have worked its way up into the temple. I'm okay with that. I like to use a brush that's very, very, very soft because it allows the blush to move around effortlessly on the skin. If you're using a brush that's very dense, the blush itself is going to stick on certain parts of the cheek. So something puffy will help give you an effortless blend. Don't be afraid to play with your blush. If you ever go too heavy, you can always go back in with a little bit of foundation and you can shape it to the desired look that you want. In this case, I want a lot of blush. Right after that, I'm gonna go in with our foundation and recreate a shape. So I'm going in right now with a little bit of foundation and reshaping my blush so that it's heavy, but still wearable and still pretty. The focus here with the blush is really the color and the intensity. So we want it to be fairly intense, but we don't want it too intense where it takes over the face. I love using any type of concealer or foundation, liquid, powder, to really clean and shape my makeup. It allows you to have a little bit more control and to make your makeup look a little bit more cleaner. The last part of our late 80s makeup look is, of course, a red lip. We're gonna do a little bit of a lip stain and then we're gonna go over it with a red lip gloss to really give it that juicy kind of pop. Now remember, back in the 80s, people didn't really wear matte red, so we want things to be shiny and we want them to have a little bit more of a glow to them, if you may. I really want to take this color and just stain the mouth. I don't want to do a perfect red lip. Rather, I want more of a stained kind of glossy red lip. So I'm going to take this color here and I'm just going to dab it into the mouth. Now this is a lip that will dry down fairly matte, and that is why I'm going to go over it with a gloss. Another fun thing about the 80s was their choice of red. It typically was very, very bright and also more on the cherry side. Now we have a huge selection of reds to choose from. So if you're going to recreate this look, make sure it's bright and make sure that it is a cherry red. I like to use a lip brush when I'm doing a lip. However, if you feel like you can recreate this using a lipstick in the tube, that's totally cool. If you're working on other people, then you might want to use a disposable lip wand or a brush. And from here, we're going to go in with our cherry lip gloss to give the final touch to our late 80s makeup look. It would definitely help if you use a lip gloss that is not 100% opaque. Rather, it has a little bit of color to it, but more shine. You always want to work your lip gloss in from the center and then work it out. This way, it doesn't move to the perimeter of the mouth and bleed. So I just put the final touches on our model and she is ready to rock the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Don't forget to throw your red lip gloss in your bag because you're definitely going to have to touch up through the night.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more videos from your favorite artist. And while you're here, check out these other videos.